Greetings, everyone. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Today is the day that Mars rules, and we had a solstice this morning at 2:08 a.m. We had, and I just love the geometry of this because it's Tuesday. Mars is in Aries. Mars is domicile in Aries, meaning that we have this extra power towards our identities and who we are. And as that is happening, Mars is at the 20th degree, which is the degree of gratitude. And so that means that there's an opening today with the 20th degree of gratitude. Gratitude always opens the way, right? And then we have the sun just went into Cancer, and the moon is in Aries. So there's this beautiful configuration of the moon and Mars in Aries, which is about beginnings, and it's your identity, and it's who you really are. And then Cancer is about home inside yourself. You're the mother, right? The feminine, the internal, the creative power. And so it really is this energy. Oh my God. And there are 3 crows right above me, 3 of them. There really is this energy that is asking us to come home to our true identity, because we also have Saturn in Aquarius, which is about the higher self, and Saturn governs the earth realm. So it's almost, when I see that Saturn, I'm like, it's almost like a stairway, not to be corny, right? But like a stairway from the higher consciousness into the earth realm to allow your true identity to come into this reality, who you really are, you know? And then Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is domicile in Pisces, and that's the subconscious. And the subconscious, or the collective unconscious also. So it's the part of us. I know, right? I love the crows. I love them. But Neptune is the part of us. It's what we imagine ourselves to be. So one of the ways that we have to access our higher self into this dimension is through our imagination. You have to be willing to imagine the world that you desire, the world that you are projecting into the reality. That is it's important for us to understand the power of how this system works. And when we don't understand that, we think that we're at the effect of it, but it's really at the effect of us. So Mars is the warrior. Mars is the beginning. Mars is your will. Mars is your will. You know, it's what it is. It's your will, your attention, and your desire is going to create something, and that is Mars. Mars is your body. It's actually your physical body. So before I go much further into that, I want to invite you guys to join the 13 moons. You have about 2 more days to join this month, where we're going to be working on doing the rituals to bring ourselves home. It's one of the things that, oh my God, let me just say, I love astrology so much because it is the key. It is the key. And my love and affinity for it is because I grew up a Christian. And Christianity didn't work. Like literally, I'm a Virgo, so I follow the rules and I do the things that I'm told to do, to the end that I desire a result. And as human beings, we are here to impact this reality, and we're doing it whether we know it or not, right? But the thing is to be conscious in your doing it, to be conscious in how you are creating your reality. Most of us are unconscious. Most of us are deeply asleep. And I understand, because there are profound systems in place that keep us distracted, that keep us longing and out of our power and lost. Like, it is not a mistake that the world is in the fallout that it's in right now. because this is the effect of the systems that are in place to keep people really not able to access themselves. So the work is to really understand that you are always creating. You always are creating. Whether you think you are or not, your breath is creative. Your breath generating the life force through you is creative. Just the nature of human being is creative. You are always creating. So when you get that that's the rule in this motherfucker, okay? Saturn, you are in a co-creative experience with the laws of the universe. It is always happening, no matter the fuck what you think or how you feel about it. It's how it is. Just like you can't do nothing about the fact that you gotta go pee when your bladder says get up and pee. You cannot do any, you can hold it, but you're gonna have to go pee sooner or later. That is how this system is. It is a creative system. You cannot do anything about that. Those are the facts, okay? It is not changing. Now, what you can do is learn how you are relating to it. How does the creative power, the creative process, the creative energy of the universe, how does it work with your configuration? Yes. How does it work with your configuration? And when you begin to understand that, and that's why I offer the classes, so you can begin to see how you're functioning. You know, what your karma is, what you were born with, you know, what you were born into, and then reorganize that motherfucking energy and make it the way you want it to be. Yes, you may have inherited DNA that says it's this way, or it has these health problems, or it has this, but that is not the end result. You have the authority in your life. You are the authority. So you may have inherited, you know, your mama was this and your daddy was this and there was a this. That don't have shit to do with you, really. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. If you're willing to understand that they were just the vehicle to get your ass here. And you here now, and you can do whatever the fuck you want to. And you are not subject to those old identities, except that you subjugate yourself to them unconsciously or sometimes consciously. I have a tendency to go the fuck off in my family, and that's why I keep creating the same shit. Yeah, it's and it's okay. Here's the thing. We're creators. We can create whatever we want, and even if we're creating unconsciously things that we don't want, that's okay too. Because that is it's like, shit, I'm still creating the same fucking thing. All right, let's go back to the drawing board. Where do those ingredients need to shift? Where does my reality need to up level? What is it that I need to let go of? Where am I doing? Because all you need to do is change the ingredients. What are you putting into it? If you want a different result. But most people are not willing to change. They want other people to change. That's the problem. We want other people to change. I remember when I first realized that the rule was that I was going to have to be doing all the changing, I was mad. I was like, because we want the external to change before we're willing to do the internal work to shift the external. We want something for nothing. We want something for nothing, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't fucking work that way. So it is, I was just watching the Till Swan documentary, and because we are in a time of great healers, we are in a time of people who are here to heal, because we are in tremendous amounts of pain. And I watched that documentary. I haven't watched it all, but let me just say that woman is fucking courageous to go. She is walking into hell with people. She is walking into hell with people, and they are, this world spins. The Matrix will spin things and make you look like, but I know what it takes, because I do that. I do my own work at this level, and I know what it takes to break the cycle of pain. It is like fighting an army. It is like going to war. And for her to create a team of people who are willing to do that, it's courageous. It's dangerous. It's courageous. It takes everything. And so all I know is that we are in so much pain. This country, right? This is why suicide rates are so high. Addiction rates are so high. You know, like, to learn that the medical doctors who were sworn to take oaths to protect were selling opioid medication and harm, right? Like, this country is hell, okay? This country is hell. And when people decide that they don't want to live and they're going to actually heal, that is a miracle. And when people decide that they're going to go walk into hell and help people heal, that is a miracle. And it is dangerous work. It is dangerous work because the ego and our attachment to all this stuff is, there's no words for it. There's no words for it. So I just want to send light and love to all the people who are out here doing the work to heal, who are out here, who have the courage to take a stand and be radical in their ways of functioning towards healing and transformation. And my prayer is that people begin to understand. You know, it's like, you know, they're talking about people are committing suicide left and right without teachers. Without teachers. People are committing suicide. People are jumping off the realms left and right without teachers. So nobody can make anybody commit suicide. I want to say that, right? When people are on that edge, I have been on the edge of feeling like I want to leave. And here's the thing. It's happening in the body, in the psyche. And it becomes so profoundly dark and filled with despair because what we don't understand about this reality is that, like I said, it's all a projection. So you think that you are in this physical experience, but you know right now that you can close your eyes and think of something and be in the experience that's in your head, even though your body is right here. Even though your body is right here, you can close your eyes and be somewhere completely different. And that is the experience that we are having in this reality. The body is, it seems like we're here because the body is here, but that doesn't mean anything. People are completely somewhere else. And for those people who can, the shamans and the people who can walk you into the darkness inside of your own psyche and help you bring light into it, that is otherworldly work, okay? It is otherworldly work. I feel like astrology helps me do it in a way that feels safer, you know, because it allows people to see something that helps them understand that there's something else going on. Like astrology does that. But I just, you know, the way we think this reality is not how it is. It looks like it's one thing, but it is something else entirely different. And that something else is inside of your mind. And when we're not dealing with the internal world, which is why I always talk about the feminine and going inside and questioning and asking yourself why, and because that is what's creating the external. It's not the other way around. But this reality that we're in, this white supremacy, capitalistic, imperialistic reality that we're in, has us believing that it's from the outside in. And it's not. It's totally not. So we are in a profound process of shifting the way we understand ourselves as humans. And we all have to do it. And we're all in it together. We all are. This is the earth, and I look at the earth as a big airplane. Some people are in the first class and some people are in the cargo. But we're all on the same ship, and we're all going in the same place, and we're all together. And the illusion looks like we are separate, but we are not. We are not separate. And the work of this time is for us to begin to wake up to how this reality really fucking works, so that we can stop projecting pain and sorrow and despair into the reality, thinking that somebody is doing something to us, and not understanding is that we are doing this to ourselves. We are doing this to ourselves. There is nobody out there. And it's a really hard thing to understand, but it's how the fuck it works. When we say, I can't, I won't, I hate myself, I don't feel good, this is wrong, all that stuff is creative. Hi, Pinky. All of that stuff is creative. All of those inner things. And we come here with stuff from past lives, right? So that's why we're born into these very intense circumstances and situations, because we came out of the past life with something really intense. So the work is to get your life, your current reality, get your current reality in order, so that if, depending on where you are on the cycle, if you're coming back, you can come back into a higher frequency. If you begin to create a higher frequency now in this reality, don't put it off. That's the problem. These motherfuckers had us thinking that heaven and Jesus and all that sort of shit, right? And really, like, you guys don't understand. Black people are totally Black people and women are the creators of the reality. Black people because we have melanin, and women because we have wombs. And the melanin runs an electrical current through your consciousness that then projects your inner reality to the external. So when they had us thinking that Jesus was gonna fix it, and I'm gonna just give it to Jesus, and we were just putting things away, it was literally like walking over dirty clothes, like dropping the clothes and just letting them pile up and not doing anything to clean it, because they had you projecting it out into some fairy savior who wasn't real. And this reality requires that you do the work. So you are Jesus in your own motherfucking life. You are Jesus. You have to save yourself. But they told you that somebody was coming to save you, so you didn't intellectually, spiritually develop in order to understand how the system works, because they told you somebody else is coming to do it. That's right. It's us giving away our power. We're gods in the highest form of creation. Absolutely. That is right. So there is no Jesus coming. You are Jesus. And guess what? All you have to do is, in your imagination, when you have a challenge, you see it in your imagination the way you desire it. Because inside of you is heaven, in your consciousness. So if you want something else externally, rather than fighting with it externally, like motherfucking white people do, and money and all, you just go inside of yourself and you see it the way you want it to be. And then you feel it in your body at the frequency that you desire it. And if you cannot do that, it is because you have trauma in your system that needs to be cleared. If you cannot hold a frequency long enough of what it is you are intending or desiring, it is because your trauma is informing your system and running interference. It is putting up a roadblock to your creative power. So you have to heal the trauma. You have to do the shadow work. You have to go into your psyche and move the stuff that would have you think that you are not a creator, because whatever it is you have in your life, you've created that from your shadow self. So the key to all this is that we are the creators. We are the creators. You can call it co-creator, you can call it whatever you, but you created it. It ain't nobody else out there. You are it. Yes, baby. Baby, right? You are it. And in your itness, you are creating your reality from the inside out. You are creating all of the love and joy based upon how much love and joy you have for yourself. You are creating all the fear and pain based upon how much you are afraid of yourself and how much pain you are. And let me say this, pain is a part of this experience. Oh, I just watched the part on this Teal thing where they did this water, where they were doing this simulation of drowning this woman, and I was like, woo, they courageous for that. But as human beings, we have to often find a safe way to get to the other side of the thing that's freaking us out. So we have to touch death without dying. And it works. It works. But to do that with other people is really courageous. And here's a way you can do that much easier. You can do that much easier with breath work, okay? Where you just learn how to hold your breath for long periods of time until you feel the energy where you're like, oh my God, if I don't take a breath soon, I'm gonna die. And then you hold your breath longer and you will break through that part of your psyche. And there are people who teach this stuff. We can do all that stuff ourselves. But I'm telling you, what she's doing over there with that drowning tech, ooh, that waterboarding. That's waterboarding. That's what they say. Outlaw this. But it works. It works because it takes you past, and water is healing, and it takes you past your deep fear, and then you come back into life. It's like you're reborn. Yes, William Hoff, absolutely. Yep, it is absolutely right. So you can do that stuff for yourself. You don't have to have and I teach us how to do it for ourselves. Because here's the thing, the danger in when we're doing it with other people is that we begin to think that other person is our leader. And nobody is your leader, you guys. Nobody is your leader. You are your own leader. We're all each other's teachers and students. When I'm in my classes, I am the student in the class, just like I'm the guide. Because I'm learning too. I am in this process. I am learning. We are in a revolutionary time. Nobody has all the fucking answers. Nobody knows. No. Let me tell you. But everything can be known. Everything can be known. And we're on the edge of something. So we're all in this together. So I am the teacher. I am the student. I'm the administrative. I'm all of that. We all are. We are all equal in this. Nobody is your leader. That's why I keep telling you guys, don't look for gurus. Don't look for gurus. The time of gurus is over. It's over. It's over. You are your own guru. You come in, you sit with people for a while, and you get what you get. This is because I have been in many spiritual communities. And I go in and I get what I need and I go. Okay? I go in, I get what I need, and I might be there for 10 years. I might be there, but then I'm always aware that I'm here for learning. I'm here to learn. I'm not here to worship anybody. I'm not here to be anybody's servant or to be anybody's devotee. That's not what I'm here for at all. I go in, I stay as long as I need, and then I go. And I've done that at Agape with Michael Beckwith. I sat with Michael Beckwith for years. I was in that community, and I loved it. And I got what I needed, and then I left. And then I was with Carl and Kenya Stevens for years, and it was amazing. And I loved it. I loved it. Black people, young black people doing profound work. And I stayed I was there for 12 years. They had to kick me out almost. They had to be like, Monique, it's time for you to go and do your own thing. You can. And I was not having it because I really loved that level of community with young black people. It was amazing. And then it's time to go. Nobody is your guru. Nobody. You don't need a guru. You don't need one. You need an environment that allows you to unfold. You need an environment that will allow you to the space, the safety to discover who you are. That's what you need. You need a safe place to become who you're always and who you're becoming. That's what you need. And sometimes that looks like somebody being really stern and holding really hard boundaries. That's necessary sometimes. And sometimes that looks like you being able to hold your own hard boundaries, and you don't need anybody to hold the boundaries for you. You know what I'm saying? But understand where you are. Understand where you are in your process and your journey, and understand that you are always God in your own life. You are always God. No one else. No one else. Hey, babies. The crows are back. Yes, that is exactly what I provide. An opportunity for people to discover who they are. To discover the God inside of themselves, right? And that's it. And that's all we're up to. And sometimes that looks really painful and really hard. Sometimes it's agonizing. Sometimes it's too much. It feels like it is. And if the space is safe, the container can be provided for you to go into the darkest places of yourself. And ask for help. Ask for help. Be willing to be seen. Be vulnerable. I have been in places, I've been in medicine ceremonies where I have wailed and cried and just allowed myself to touch it. Because we need to touch it. We need to touch the despair. You have to. You have to touch the destruction, the despair, the pain. You have to touch it. Because if you can't touch it, then you cannot own it. When you touch it, you know what it tastes like, you know what it feels like, then you're like, okay, I got that. And then when you need it, you'll go, okay, I need to go there again. And when you don't, you know, I don't need to be there now. But you have to own everything. Everything has to be under your dominion. And the only way for everything to be under your dominion is that you are willing to bring the light to it. You have to touch it. You have to smell it. You got to taste it. You got to, this is bitter. This is in your own life, in your own experience, so that you can own it, so that you can dominate it. That's how it works. No other way. No other way. And that's why you have to heal the trauma. You have to heal the trauma. And the trauma is deep, it's deep, deep stuff. I know for me, I had trauma around so much sexual trauma because I had a sensory feeling that I would die. I literally had a sensory feeling that I would die if I didn't have a lover, like somebody to connect my physical body to. And I would have these tremors inside of my body at the thought of not having access to a lover. It's a very interesting thing. And then when I started looking at my astrology, and one of my astrologer friends said, do you have sexual addiction? Because I have Neptune in Scorpio, and it's square my Mars, and Mars is our attraction, our sexuality. And so that was it. And I was like, I don't have sexual addiction, but I knew what he was talking about. And I had to go into that. I had to move myself into that feeling of I'm gonna die. I had to, because what would happen was my relationships with my lovers would become really convoluted because they would be able to sense that I didn't have boundaries for them. And I didn't have boundaries because I would feel like if I didn't have a lover, I was gonna die. And that was connected to that Scorpio energy that was squaring my Mars. And so I had to really work it out. I had to get to the place where I just was self-reliant. Complete dominion over my own sexual, sensual energy. Having it be completely sovereign from anything or anyone else. And it has taken me about a year to do that. But I had to do the work. And I did it. And now I feel so good. I feel so good. Oh my God. I feel so good. I had one of my former partners reach out to me and, they were being really whatever you need. I was like, okay. And I had nothing on it. I just was completely free of it. I was like, yes, and when I didn't behave the way I normally behave, they stopped interacting, and I was completely fine with that because I'm not a slave to that anymore. I healed it in me. Oh my God, I healed it. I did the work and I moved it. I turned it into something else. I remember when I would say I could never be God. I mean, who am I? Then God said, you are God. I am you and you are me, God. That's right. That's right. That's right. Who are you not to be God? And so we have the capacity to be able to heal and transmute all of these things. And now is the time. It's a beautiful time to be alive. It's a beautiful time to be alive. And so I love you guys very much. Please join today. Tomorrow is the last day to join. Tomorrow's the last day to join 13 Moons. We're working on bringing ourselves back. And how it works is that wherever the new moon is where we want to begin to build our energy. So that's what we're doing. We're working on Cancer energy. And that's about coming home to yourself. Coming home to yourself. Letting the old parts die. Really beginning to embrace your own sense of self, your security and safety within yourself. That safety is an internal thing. I remember I used to think that safety and security were money. I used to believe that. I used to believe that money was my safety and security, and I had to really work with that. Well, and I looked at a lot of rich people, and I was like, they got a lot of money, but they sure not feeling safe and secure. They feel more under threat than anybody else. And so I realized, like, that's not my safety and security. So what is my safety and security? If it's not money, what actually makes me feel safe and secure? I had to do the work, the rituals to discover what that was. And that's what we're up to. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. I love you. Bye.